Right, good evening everybody. Bear with us a minute. I've got the video playing in the other window so you can hear the echo. There you go. Right, good evening. Thank you for joining me. Peter's here, Tyvan's here in the chat. This is a very impromptu stream. Wasn't planning to do this. Kind of wanted to do something tonight, but yeah, had to get everything else out of the way first. And then we're going to do this. So this is Gwent. This is a card game. It's called Gwent the Witcher card game. So it's sort of based on The Witcher. And it was in my live Q&A last week, I think, or it was something. And I was talking about computer games that I was playing. And somebody mentioned Gwent. And I was like, I've never heard of it. Didn't know what it was at all. Looked into it, installed the app, and now love it. Okay, now I'm doing this video for a couple of reasons. One, because I like live streaming. Two, because I really like the game. And three, I really struggled to learn this game. When you first load it up and you start playing it, there are a few tutorials in there which teach you some stuff. And after that, I was completely lost because there's a lot of things about this game that it tells you about. And I'm like, what's that? And it just doesn't explain it at all. So I'm doing this video tonight as a beginner's guide, okay? This is not going to be properly scripted, professionally created or anything else. This is just me having played the game for a week. So this video is perfect for you if you either don't know anything about the game, like Peter who's in the chat, or if you've just dabbled with the game and you're a little bit lost. If you know how to play the game and you are watching this live, please let me know in the chat if I say anything that's wrong or if I've got any questions. And if you're watching this afterwards, please leave a comment in the show notes because, as I say, I'm still fairly new to this. Let me know if the sound of the computer game is too loud or too quiet in the background, and we're going to go on. So, what is Gwent? Gwent has been out a few years. It's a card game based on The Witcher. What I'm going to do now is I'm probably just going to play a game against the AI so that there isn't really a time limit, and I'll explain it as we go along. So I'm going to click play. In fact, I'm just going to go back a page. You notice here I've got play, arena and deck builder. I have arena because I'm level 12. You see up here, level 12. The arena opens when you get to level 10. It's taken me quite a while. Well, not that too long. Not that long, to be honest. So yeah, we're just going to play a normal game. And this is where I choose my deck at the bottom. Now, once you've been through the tutorials, you get, for free, 5 starter decks. By the way, yeah, free to play. You can spend real money if you want to. I haven't spent any real money on it. I don't intend on spending any real money on it because the rewards that I get from just playing it are enough to buy more packs and everything else. So don't worry about me getting you sucked into a game that's going to cost you a fortune. Once you've been through the tutorials, you get 5 complete decks. One for each of the starting factions, and you can just play those decks. They're perfectly playable decks, but I have used some of my ore, I've opened some packs, and I've started tweaking some of the decks. So anyway, these are the decks that I've got. I've also built my own deck down here called Frosty, but today I'm going to use the Monsters starter deck, which isn't the Monsters starter deck anymore. It was, but I have tweaked it with other cards that I've added in. You can also see here that I'm now ranked 27. You start at rank 30, and as you win games, you go up on the ranks. And you can see here I've won 4 out of 5 games. If I win another one, I will go up to rank 27. I think, I don't know, I'm guessing, but I think I'm getting paired against people at a similar rank. That would make sense, rather than you play like, you know, the world's #1. And I think at the end of the month, the ranking system resets, something like that. I don't really know. Power shift, no idea what that is. And training. So I think we're going to go into training because then we're playing against the AI. We're also in Season of the Griffin, of which there's 28 days left. Who knows what that means? I don't really know. So we're going to go into training mode. We're going to practice our skills with decks you have prepared in matches against an AI opponent. This is probably going to be the best place to start to do this video. So yeah, if you are watching this live, please pop a comment in the chat just to let me know you're here. Apparently there are 6 people watching, of which I am one of those. I'm going to say hello to myself. Hello, Steve. There you go. If you're wondering who Steve is, this is Steve. Steve is my new fluffy pet that I got for my birthday recently. So yeah, there is Steve. Say hello to Steve. Right, okay, so training mode. We've got our deck. Don't worry about these things at the bottom for now. We're just going to jump in and we're going to start playing. But be aware, I have built my own deck for this. Sort of. It's a modified version of the Monsters starter deck. So we'll click play. And off we go. Where's my drink? There's my drink. Right, okay, so 2-player card game. Coin has been flipped, randomly decides who's going first. Here's the situation. Please don't put me on a timer. Okay, I'm not going to do any redraws right now. I'm actually going to skip this bit. And in fact, when I first started playing, I didn't do any redraws because you get this option at the start of the round. I've drawn 10 cards and I get to do 3 redraws because I'm going first. If I wasn't going first, I'd only get to do 2 redraws. And when you're learning the game, you're like, well, I don't know. I don't know what card's good and what card's not good. And I don't know which ones combo together. So the first few times I played it, I just skipped this bit. Now that I've got some games under my belt, I actually have more of an idea of which ones to get rid of. So for now, just for this demo, I am actually not going to mulligan anything. And it's saying, are you sure? And I'm like, yep, it's just a demo. So here's the situation. I'm going to talk as long as I can. I don't know if there's a timer against the AI. If there isn't, brilliant. So here's the situation. Here was my deck. There's 17 cards left in my deck and I have 10 in hand. That's because I've got a 27 card deck. Minimum is 25. I don't think there's a maximum. But like a lot of these card games, you don't want to just fill your deck with millions of cards. You want to focus it. You only need 25 cards. I've got 27 because I couldn't decide which 2 to lose. Because then there's more chance of you getting the cards that you need. If you jam pack it full of 60 cards, you're not going to get them. At the start of round 1, you draw 10 cards from your deck. There are 3 rounds in this game. It is the best of 3 rounds. But unlike any other card game that I've ever played, it works slightly differently. It's not like 3 separate games. It is one game divided into 3 rounds. Okay, so this is round 1. We can see it's round 1 because it said round 1 at the start. And you can see that I've got 10 cards in hand. Maximum hand size limit is 10. You see down there in the bottom right, 10 out of 10. My opponent also has 10 cards. Okay. I have this card in play, which I didn't understand when I started playing it. Whoever goes first gets that card in play. It's only there for round 1. If I don't use it, it's going to disappear at the end of the round. Jason's just joined. Tim's just joined. Andrew's joined. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining me. Over here is my graveyard. There are no cards in my graveyard because we're just starting. And then your character that you've chosen, your leader, has an ability. I have chosen this ability. I have the Carapace. That is my ability. My opponent has this ability. You can see here on the left-hand side. We'll go into that later on. Okay. But essentially, what happens is a round is divided into turns. I'm going first, so I take a turn. And on a turn, you play a card. That's simple. You play a card. Then it's your opponent's turn. They play a card. Then you play a card, etc., etc., etc. At the end of the round, the player who has the most value of cards on the table, you see here, the number in the top left is the value. So if I was to play this, it would be value 4. That would increase my thing by 4. Whoever's got the most at the end of the round wins that round. Then you draw a few more cards from your deck. It's 3. You draw 3 cards from your deck, and then you go into round 2. So round 2 is not 10 cards again. You start with 10 cards. You only get 3 at the start of round 2. But you don't have to play all of your cards. A round can end early, and we'll go on to that. So here we go. I'm going first, and I'm having a look at the cards that I've got, and I'm going to play this one. Okay? Again, because I know the game a little bit, I'm not going to go through every card. I'm going to play this one. So what happens when you play a card? You choose which lane you want to play it in. There is the melee lane, or is it a row? I think it's called the row. The melee row or the ranged row. Certain card abilities will only work if you play them in a specific row. Do I have any of them? I do not. Okay, you will see on there, it will say deploy melee. That means it will only work if you deploy it in the melee. Mohammed's here as well. Hi, Mohammed. So this one, I'm just going to put this into play. Okay, doesn't really matter right now where I'm going to put it, so I'm just going to put it here. And you'll see what will happen is this is going to go up to 3. There you go. So let's have a look at this. This has a Death Wish ability. So when it dies, it's going to do that. And what's really cool about this game is you can right-click on the card. It says right-click for more info. And there you go. It tells you, and this is invaluable. Although the tutorial is quite bad, I think, right-clicking on something and reading this, it tells you everything you need to know about it. So Death Wish, trigger this ability when it's destroyed and it's moved from the battlefield to the graveyard. If it's banished, they don't go to the graveyard, so it doesn't trigger Death Wish. Death Wish, spawn a harpy. What does spawn do? Adds a card to the game. Summon it to this row. What does summon do? There you go. And here you go. You can see the harpy. So basically, this is a strength 3 unit. And when it dies, or when it goes to the graveyard, it will spawn a strength 5 unit. So that's pretty good. This bit in the bottom right, don't worry about that for now. I'll explain that later. And you'll notice the harpy has the doomed ability. Now, doomed means when it dies, it doesn't go to the graveyard. It's like a token creature. It just gets removed from the game. So there we go. That is my card. Now, I did say that you play a card and then it's your opponent's turn. It's not quite true because you have these abilities. This is glowing green. I can use that if I want to. This is glowing green. I could use that if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm now going to click end turn. It is now my opponent's turn. My opponent is deciding whether to play a card or not. Right, my opponent has just activated their ability. Now, their ability is boost all units in hand by 1. So 1 use ability only. You can only do it once in the entire game. Obviously, it's done it at the start of round 1 when it's got 10 cards in hand. So that's the best time to do it. What's it played? It's played the Elven Swordmaster. Here we go. See, order melee. Okay, so that ability will only work when it is in the melee row, but it isn't a deploy, it's an order. Now, what an order means is, you see here, cooldown 2. So it has an order. It's what this ability is, which is with the Zs. That on its turn, because you can't use orders on the turn it comes into play, unless it's got Zeal. On its turn, that order is going to be active, and it can use that order to damage an enemy unit by 1, and then it's got a cooldown of 2. So every 2 turns, it can do that and damage a unit. And whenever my opponent plays an elf, that cooldown decreases by 1. You see here it says Elven Swordmaster Elf. All the cards have like a subtype. So, here's the situation. I can pass now. If I pass, I am out for the whole round. You got to really... And if I do pass now, I lose. I lose the round. And it's best of 3. So I don't want to pass right now. Even though I am behind, and this unit here is going to constantly deal me damage. So what I'm going to do is I am going to play... oh, I should have played this first. Yes, that would have been better. Silly me. So I'm actually going to play it... Oh, I could do this. Alzur's Thunder, damage a unit by 5. That would actually kill it and get it out of the way before it can use its ability. Okay, let's do that. So you notice here, this has got like the fire in the top left. This is a special card. Special cards are not units. This one is a spell. I'm going to do it on that. It's going to damage the unit by 5. That's gone. End turn. Yeah, there you go. Right. So as I say, it's 1 card per turn. And the first few times I played this, I thought, oh, there's not very much to this game. It's very simple. It is a bit basic. And the more I've played it, the more I've actually got into the tactical aspect of this game. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's very good. Well, look at this. We're going to have a repeat. He's played an Elven Swordmaster. I have another Alzur's Thunder in hand. Let's just do it. Okay. Now, you will very rarely find people passing in the first few turns of the first round. And the reason for that is, I mentioned earlier that at the start of round 2, you draw 3 cards. Your maximum hand size is 10. So if I'd have passed with 9 cards in hand, I would have actually wasted 2 card draws, whereas now I have 7 cards in hand. Now is potentially a point I can pass. And you might think, well, why would you pass if you're losing? It's best of 3. And I have played quite a few cards. I have played quite a few games of this now, where I have tactically passed in round 1 and lost the round, but I've gone into round 2 with a 1 or 2 card advantage, and then I've won rounds 2 and 3. Games you will play will be different, but just bear that in mind. It isn't just about winning the first round, it's about winning best of 3. Let's have a look what he's played. Right. So he... Yeah, it's a he. Right, okay. So he has played Ithlini Egli. It's an elf mage. It has a deploy ability, which boosts a Scotia Teal unit in your hand by 4. So just by playing this card, the deploy ability is a one-off. So a card in my opponent's hand has been boosted by 4. You can see that I'm the Monsters faction, which is the red one, and he's the, however you pronounce it, Scoia Teal? Yeah, however, I don't know. So one of those has been boosted by quite a bit. So again, if I pass now, I've lost this round. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play this. So this is what I should have played first, because, and I'm going to put it on the bottom row, because this says, it has an order, which I'll come on to in a minute, but whenever you play a unit with a Death Wish ability, boost self by 1. So I should have played this first, before I played the Harpy Egg. That's what I should have done, if I was thinking about it. So we're going to end turn now. We are 7-6. There we go. Tim is saying he's played it a few times on Android, but not gotten back to it. Yeah, as I say, yeah, it took me quite a few games to actually get used to it myself. Right, what's happened here? Oh, he's played this elf. Now, this elf wasn't 9. This is probably the one that was boosted. Damage an enemy unit by 3 when it was deployed. If you control Merliga, damage it by 7 instead. Well, he didn't. He doesn't control Merliga. Right, okay. But even still, that's 15 against 4. Here's the point where I might pass. Because I've got to think, 15 against 4, am I fighting a losing battle here? Do I want to save the cards I've got in hand? I mean, I've got a 5 in the pack here. Remember, this card is going to disappear if I don't use it anyway. I have this. This will allow me to consume an allied unit. I might use that before it dies. Or I might play the... Ooh. Now, is he going to have any more damage? Might have. Damage an enemy unit by 4. Spawn a drone in a random allied row for each point in excess. Right, that's not going to do anything. I need them to be weaker for that to work. We have this. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. I'm going to play another Desert Banshee here. Oh, in fact, no, it's not a risk. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Desert Banshee here. Then I'm going to use this ability. So this tactical advantage, you see this in every single game. Whoever goes first gets this. It's a free card on the battlefield. It's a one-off use, and it boosts an allied unit by 5 and then banishes itself. So I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to boost that by 5. Okay, so 13-15. I'm still losing, and I am a card down. I've got 5. My opponent's got 6. Need to be careful about this, because you don't want to overcommit. You don't want to overspend. Ah, right, now. So what my opponent has done is tactically passed. Once you've passed, you're out for the round. So if I pass now, I've lost the round, but I'm not going to. The problem is I'm going to have to spend a card in order to win this round, and then my opponent is going to have a 2-card advantage going into round 2. But I think that's what we're going to do. So I am going to use... Oh, yeah, this is a waste. This is such a waste. Because I can't just use an ability. You have to play a card as well. And these cards are actually really good. Oh. But I don't want to lose this round. Yeah, it is a waste. I was hoping he wouldn't pass. So, what are we going to do? I think we're going to just play this. And we're going to do 4 damage to this. And then end turn. Okay. It's back to me again. Now I'm going to pass. And that is round 1 won. Okay, so I've won round 1, but yeah, I'm going into the next round with a 2-card disadvantage. So what happens now is all of the cards on the battlefield go to the graveyard. Then each player draws 3 cards. And now we get to mulligan again. And I'm going to do it this time. So I've now got 2 redraws. And notice it isn't just a mulligan of the cards that I've drawn. It's a mulligan of all of the cards that I now have in my hand. So let's have a look at these and see. So that is going to go nicely with that. These 2 are just nice units. This isn't going to do anything. I need more Death Wish abilities. That's nice. But I think I'm going to replace... Oh, it's always difficult knowing what to replace. I'm going to replace one of these Harpies. Okay. No, that's no good for me unless I have any Death Wishes in hand, which is that one. Ooh, actually, let's... Yeah, so I'm going to use that to destroy that, and that will also deal 4 damage. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, right, and I'm going first because the winner of the previous round goes first. So here we go. let's start off with a nice simple Elder Bear. Now you notice this has got a brown background, not red. That's because this is a neutral unit. When you are deck building, you can only have one faction, but any number of neutral units. So we're going to put a bear on there. That's me up to 6. Now remember, I still have this ability, which I can use twice during the game. I'm not going to use it just yet, but there we go. If you pass early when you have 8 cards, it gives you extra redraws instead. Yes, you're right. It isn't a complete waste. You get extra mulligans, but you're still down on the card advantage.
Some things cannot be forgiven. Okay,
so that's come into play. Deployed as a melee, damage enemy unit by 4. Nice. Okay, well, not nice for me, but let's now... now I can get rid of a bronze unit in my opponent's graveyard. This is something that wasn't explained in the tutorial at all. You have gold cards and you have bronze cards, and it's literally the colour of the border. You see, this one is gold, this one is bronze. There's only 2 types of units. It's nothing to do with the rarity. It's a completely separate parameter. The rarity of a card is actually the little coloured diamond, little coloured triangle there. So we have the blue ones, we have the yellow ones, and we have purple ones. That's the rarity of the card. Whether it's gold or bronze is a separate thing entirely, but gold cards tend to be better. Anyway, this ability here allows me to either consume a unit from my opponent's graveyard or from my graveyard. I probably want to, and it's only a bronze unit that I can consume, so yeah, it's not great. I might save that till next round. Let's play another bear, and let's put it on the bottom row this time. Yeah, there we go. So 8-5, end turn. Again, I've got a 3-card disadvantage at the moment. I'm probably going to lose this round. My plan this round is just to try and reduce the cards whenever I can. What's this then? At the end of your turn, boost self by 1 if you control only elf units. Now, as far as I know, my opponent may have built an elf deck. So that's just going to go up by 1 every single turn. Now, notice here we have Geralt of Rivia. Awesome card. Destroys any unit with power 9 or more. So I kind of want big, fat, powerful unit. Okay, I'm going to put this in play now. So it's a 4 strength unit, but when it dies, it boosts another of my units by 4. So we're up to 12. Do I want to use this ability? This is a twice per game ability. Boost an allied unit by 3 and gives it shield. I don't think we do for now. No. Because if I lose this round, I'm going to need that going into the next round. As I say, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose this round. It's not about that. It's about going to the next round. What did that do? Move an enemy unit to the other row. Yeah. I don't know. There might be a reason for that. There might not. How are we doing? 12-16. I should really be thinking of round 3 now. I don't want to pass just yet. I'm going to play this. So I have a lot of these cards in my Frosty deck because my Frosty deck is all about generating frost. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to deploy, and I will have dominance. So this is good. So when I play this, when I deploy this card, I choose a row and put frost on it. And if you see on the right hand side, if you now move your mouse over that, it tells me there is a frost effect on that row right now, which damages the highest power unit in this row by 2. But because I have dominance, which basically means I have a higher strength than my opponent, that damage is increased by 1. So this is going to deal 3 damage to this unit at the end of my turn. There you go. Okay, and that frost stays for 2 turns. Oh, it's played another elf. Yeah, this is definitely an elf deck. So that unit is locked, which means the ability is... excuse me, the ability doesn't work. How are we doing? 17-20. If I'm not careful, I'm going to go into the next round with the card disadvantage again. Let me do the thing. So I'm going to do it. I am going to play the Cyclops. Oh no, that doesn't work. It's only a melee ability. Oh, I've been playing my things on the wrong row. Rats. Rats, rats, rats. Okay, so we're going to have to do this. We are going to have to put that in here. I'm going to consume a bronze card from my opponent's discard pile. Oh no, it's any. Okay, well in which case I'll choose that one. So when you consume a unit, it basically adds its strength onto yours. So this was 1, it's now 6. Am I going to stick at it like that? I think I am. Yeah, let's end turn. See how far he wants to go. There's the frost again. So he's down, he's a 5-point disadvantage here. Oh, he's played another one. Look at these. These are big units.
With humans, I buy those.
Okay, so this opponent here is actually tougher than most of the human opponents that I'm playing at the moment. 25 to 23. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Cyclops. So this is going to destroy an adjacent allied unit and then damage an enemy unit by its power. So is this actually worthwhile? No, I want to play that on something that had Death Wish. Yeah, yeah, okay, so the rows do make a difference. Oh, do we just quit here? But then I'm going into next round with a 2-card disadvantage. But if I play that, I was going to destroy this. That would destroy that, but that's just going to reduce us by 6 on each side. I think we're just going to have to quit. I'm probably going to lose this game. That's fine. I'm getting across, hopefully, how the game plays. And as I say, my first few games of it, I was just playing random. Now I'm really thinking about every decision I make. So I'm going to pass. There you go. So my opponent passes, my opponent wins round 2. Okay, this mulligan's going to be critical now. Oh, nice. Big units. Big units. Right, we have that and that. We don't need that. Oh, nice. Right, we've just got big units. And we don't need this one because this is consuming an allied unit. And there is none of them with Death Wish abilities. So we can get rid of that as well. Okay. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting. I'm down by... Oh, I really could have done with getting rid of that. I am down by a card or two, but we might be all right. So I'm going to play this. Now, this is an awesome card. This is a gold bordered card. And normally in this deck, this card is fantastic because when it comes into play, it triggers one of my Death Wish abilities. So the card that has the Death Wish ability stays there, but it actually triggers the ability. I don't have any Death Wish abilities. So it is a bit of a waste, but I'm going to play it. The other thing it has is it has the Thrive ability. And you can see here the Thrive ability. Anytime I play a unit with a higher power than it gets a boost of 1. And because all of my other units are higher power, apart from Geralt, this is actually going to go up. So we're okay for now. We are 4 against 4, but I am down 2 cards. A card is generally between 4 and 5 strength, so... See, that one was 3, but boosts an elf in hand by 2. So it's effectively 5. Did it boost anything? I'm not sure. Okay. So it's back to me. Right. I think we're going to put the big one out. Yeah, we're going to put the big one out. We're going to put a 7 out, which is going to boost this by 1 because of the Thrive ability. There you go, 12 to 8. And I've still not used my abilities here yet. I'm going to hang fire on them for now. Yeah, I still don't think I'm going to win this, but we will see. Okay, so this is an interesting card. What it does is it actually spawns another copy of this into the row there. 13 against 12. Let's put another big one out. Let's put it in a different row just to be, just to be different. Okay, so that's boosted that by 1. 20 against 13. We're looking strong now for a round 3 win. But again, we're still down 2 cards. This is going to be close. Where's he going to play it? Melee or ranged? Ranged. Okay, so what it's done is it has 2 different abilities depending on where you play it. It deployed it to the ranged row, which means it's given an allied unit vitality for 4 turns. What vitality means is that is going to basically go up by 1 for the next 3 turns, which is perfect for us because as soon as that hits 9, Geralt is going to come into play and is going to automatically destroy it. So we're going to play this one. This is a 9 strength unit, which boosts that, and I am going to use this. So this is my character's ability. I'm going to boost this unit to 10, and this one to 10, and they've got shield, so the next time they take damage, that damage is ignored. There you go, that's pretty much it. I've got 1 card left, which is Geralt of Rivia, and it might win me the game. It might. Okay, ouch. Ouch, ouch, oh, okay, yeah, this is going to be close. So what has he just done? Destroyed an ally unit, then spawned 2 Elven Deadeyes, which is these 2. So yeah, he's just taken the lead, 39 to 36. So Geralt of Rivia. It's in every starter deck. It's a gold bordered card. It's only worth 3 strength. However, when it comes into play, it destroys an enemy unit worth 9, that's 9 or more. So Geralt is going to come into play and is automatically going to destroy that. So that's a massive swing of power. There you go. 10 strength ahead. Can I do anything? Well, I mean, I can't do anything. Is that enough? No, it's not. There you go. Defeat. That was a close 3rd round. That was a very close 3rd round. If you were playing against a human opponent, you would have the option of sending them a good game. Always send them a good game because they get some bits out of it, and hopefully people do it to you. And there you go. There is a game. That's basically shown you how it plays. So I hope you found that useful. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about deck construction, which is the other bit that I've learnt. Yeah, which again took me a bit to get used to. We're now going to go into the deck builder, and I'm going to show you how you build a deck. So here's the deck that we've just been playing. This is the monsters deck. You can see here 27 cards, tick, because you've got to have at least 25. You must have at least 13 units in the deck. There are units, there are artifacts, and there are special cards. Units and artifacts come into play. Special cards just do what they say and then disappear. Provisions. This is the bit I want to talk about now, because this number in the bottom right that I mentioned, and I said we'd come back to later, now is later. The provisions is how many provision points this card costs you to put it in your deck. You have 150 provisions to spend on buying cards, but the character ability that you choose, and there are multiple ones you can choose from, they add a certain amount of provisions. So the one I've chosen here, Carapace, adds 16 provisions. So I can build a deck using 166 provisions worth of cards. Generally, the more provisions a card costs, the better it is. Okay, but you are restricted to that limit. You can see here the cards I have in my deck. You can see the gold ones. You can see the bronze ones. There's no limit to how many gold ones you can have in, except one of each. You cannot have 2 gold cards that are the same in your deck. Bronze cards, you can have a maximum of 2 of each. And just going off at a tangent, I've played a lot of card games for the last 24 years, starting with Magic the Gathering, and I've played a lot of them. And for me, a game like Magic is too dated now. 60 card decks with a maximum of 4 of each card? No. Give me 30 card decks with a maximum of 2 of each card? Much better. Yeah, just a much better experience. So yeah, I really like this, the fact that, you know, I'm going to have a 25 card deck with 2 of each. It means you've got a lot more control and it's a lot less random as to what comes out. So yeah, so you can move your mouse over it. You see you've got 2 numbers here. The number on the far left is the strength value or the power rating of the card, and the number on the right is the provision cost, and it orders them by provision cost. And basically, yeah, you can tweak your deck. Now, the reason why some of these got this like green shading, it means that's in the deck. And I can't add any more to the deck. So it's basically saying that's in the deck. And you can filter these. So faction, all factions, you can filter it just to neutral cards. You can filter it just to monsters, or you can filter it just to syndicate. I don't really understand syndicate, so I'm not going to cover that too much. Crafting cost. And here, right, when it says crafting cost, I think this is the rarity. So you've got common, which is the light grey triangle, rare, which is blue, purple, which is epic, and legendary, which is gold. So yeah, I think this is the rarity of the card. And the rarer the card is, the higher it is to craft, because you can craft cards, which I'll come to in a minute. Card type, power values, so units, specials, artifacts, or these. That's that card, right? That's the tactical advantage card. I don't really know what that is. Ownership. Everything that you own. Oh, sorry, all cards, whether you own them or not. New ones that you've got recently. I normally have this one. This is cards that I own, or unowned. Because if you see a particular card, so let's just go back to here, all. And the reason why I don't have all selected is I like to build a deck with the cards that I've got. And there's so many cards that are unowned. It's just, I get lost. I look at this and I'm like, there's too many. But let's just say, for example, this card here, Portal, right? I'm left clicking it and it's saying you don't have any copies of the card, so I can't add it in. But let's have a look at it. If I right click, it's a card that's going to cost 13 provisions to put in my deck. It's an artifact, so it will stay in play. And when I deploy it, I can summon a random unit with a 4 provision cost from your deck on both sides of this card. So it comes into play. It's not worth any power itself, but straight away, random units come into play on both sides of it. So that's a pretty awesome card. If I decided I wanted one of those in my deck, and I think this is what the hammer means in the bottom left, I can craft one. Okay, so you can craft your own cards, and that's what this button down here is, crafting cards. And you'll see here it costs 200 of these, what they called scraps. If you look up here, I have 404 scraps. So if I wanted to, I could craft this card. I'm not going to, but I could craft it, and then I could add it into my deck. So that is why you might want to show unowned cards, so that you can have a look and go, ooh, I quite like that one. I'll craft that, and you can actually craft your own cards. And the cost to craft a card depends on the rarity. If it's legendary, it costs 800 to craft. This is probably what I'm saving up for. I'm going to save up my scrap till I've got 800, and then find a legendary card that works really well with my deck. Andrew's saying I can filter it by that as well. Yeah, I'm just going through these. Premium cards. Now, I didn't know what premium cards were to start with. Turns out premium cards are, let's just filter it back on ones that I own. Premium cards are ones with animated pictures on. I think it's purely cosmetic and it makes no difference to the game whatsoever. So you can say, just show me the standard cards, just show me the premium cards, or show me all of them, or show me premium if it's available, non-premium if there isn't one. Okay, I think it's purely cosmetic. Colour, bronze or gold, and the card set. Because this game came out a few years ago, there are different sets. So there's the starter set, there's the base set, there's Thronebreaker, I don't know. The latest set is Master Mirror Expansion. So you can filter it by set, should that matter. I don't know why the set matters, so I have it set to all cards. Also, as Andrew just mentioned in the chat, you can filter it based on the provision cost. So if you're looking for big, powerful cards, there you go, I haven't got any. 10 cost cards. They are the 10 cost cards that I have. I've got all of those in my deck. 9 cost cards. I don't have this one in. It's a gold card. It costs 9. It must be good. But I don't understand how this power works, okay? This is obviously a clever card that's used for certain reasons, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, you'll build your deck. So let's say I wanted to strip 2 cards out of this deck because I do want to get it down to 25. I will have a look through and I will think, I tell you what, do we really need these cards in there? What was that one that dealt 4 damage? No, I might keep that because it is useful to have damaging spells sometimes. You might think, what's the difference between dealing 4 damage and playing a card that has 4 power? Well, as we saw in that previous game, the opponent could have a card which has this regular ability and you just want to get rid of it. So yeah, having a bit of damage in your deck is quite useful. If anybody's played this game lots who has any suggestions of what cards I should put in my deck, let me know. But this was kind of a Death Wish deck, okay? And I think you can actually filter it. You can put Death Wish in here, and it'll show you all of the Death Wish cards. Yeah, there you go. It's showing me all of the Death Wish cards, including the ones I don't own. So Boost an allied Death Wish unit by 3. Okay, cool. That's quite nice. Maybe I should put that in the deck. I'm always opening new packs and getting new cards, and I'm going to show that in a minute as well. So we're not going to change our deck for now, but yeah, you can change your deck, you can filter it, you can create, I think, as many new decks as you want. I'm only really playing with monsters at the moment because each faction has special abilities which you need to learn how they work. So the monsters deck has, obviously every one of them's got deploy, but this one has bleeding, it's got death blow, it's got all of these things that I'm learning, and I haven't really delved much into the other factions yet. Anyway, that is the deck construction. How do you buy packs? So you buy packs. Remember, I've not spent a penny on this game, and I've opened quite a few packs already. It's this. This is ore. And you buy a pack, and it costs you 100 ore. And this is the screen I don't like, because the graphics are really low res compared to the rest of it. Anyway, here's the thing, and this is very, very much like Hearthstone. You can buy one pack for 100 ore. If you want to buy more packs, you spend money. Spend real money. So if you want to buy 60 packs, 54.99. Wow. So that's about £1 a pack. Well, in fact, it's like £1.50 a pack. Yeah, but you get one for 100 ore. And as I say, I've only been playing this game for a week. And I play a few games a day, but I've already got 2,000 ore. And I've already opened loads of packs. So I'm going to buy a pack tonight. I don't really know. Oh, that's a premium one. That costs money. So, yeah, I don't know which of these to buy. I mean, a monster keg has monsters in it. But set kegs, I don't know. I mean, it says here, Merchants of Ophir kegs are a means of bolstering your Gwent card collection with additional cards from the Merchants of Ophir expansion. Yeah, so there's a whole load of different expansions. Base set, Crimson Curse. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's buy one from the Crimson Curse keg. I don't know. I'm going to buy one of them. Pay now. There you go. Done. I've bought it. Okay. Now here's what happens when you open it, and I love this part of the game. This is really good. Because what happens is you get 5 cards. Okay. First of all, you click on here, and that reveals the 4 cards. So these are the 4 cards. You can see that these 2 are neutral. This is from that faction, whatever that faction is. This is from that faction, whatever that faction is. This bit here, I think that is telling me I've already got one of those cards in my collection, and I now have 2. And I think this exclamation mark means that this is a new card for me. I think that's what that means. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, they're those 4 cards. They are now mine. Then what happens is you click on the middle and you get a choice of 3. And that's what I really like. Your rare card that you get a choice of 3. So which of these do I want? Now, none of these are monsters. So I need to have a think about which faction I want to play next. Or I could put this one in because this is... that's a neutral card. And I'm looking at the provision cost because, again, the higher the provision cost, the better the card. So let's have a look at this one. This is technically the best card of that. Every allied turn on turn end, move to the rightmost spot on this row, then boost an allied unit to the left by 1. Okay, let's take that. That's a Dryad. There you go. And they are the 5 cards that I've now got. So it's now telling me I have 1 of each of those in my collection, and I now have 2 of those. Okay, there you go. So that's how you buy packs. That's how you open packs. I've got 2,000 here. I could, if I wanted to, now buy another 10 packs and open them and then start really building decks. But I'm not going to do that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to crafting very quickly, because what happens when you've opened packs and you end up with 3 cards of the same type? Because as I mentioned, you can only have 2 cards of a type in a deck. Well, that is where, let's just go into it. Okay, down at the bottom, you can mill the card. So you can mill a card which basically gets rid of the card, and you get those scraps for it. Now, if you look, what you get for milling it is a quarter of what you would get from crafting it. Okay? While I'm down here, this transmute cost. transmuting turns the card into a premium card, which remember I think is purely cosmetic, and that's what the meteorite is for. So I have 490 meteorite. If I really wanted to, I could spend 200 of it, and that would transmute this card into one with animated artwork. Again, I think that's purely cosmetic. I don't know. What else do you want me to cover in this beginner's guide? What else is there? Rewards. Let's cover rewards, because this confused me as well from the start, and I'm still not 100% sure what rewards actually do, but you'll notice here, this little key, I have none of them. I have gained about 50 of them in just the time that I've been playing. So the first time you click on it, you get this, and you're like, what the heck's this? And in fact, there's not just this, there's another one here. And there's another one here. And it's like, Year of the Rear Rat, what? I don't know. But anyway, if I click on monsters, this is what you have. You have this reward system. And you start off in the middle, and basically you spend your reward keys on buying these things. So right now you can see I have no keys. If I had 2, I could buy this one, because I could go from there to there. You see it says 2 on it? Okay, so what I've done is I've spent my keys that I've been earning. I've been going all around here. These get me ore. I've opened treasure chests, and you can see what the treasure chest gives you. You can get scraps. You can get scrolls, which basically give you more ore. Yeah, so basically you get these reward points, you spend them on here, and you get more ore, is what I know. The thing I don't know is this. It's a Leshen skin. If I spend 3 to get to there and then 4 to get to here, I get a skin. I don't know what that does. I don't know if that is just cosmetic. I've no idea. I haven't done that yet. But again, if we go back from there, you'll also see, as well as that, there's this one, which is a leader tree. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, so there's all of these, and you spend your reward keys on that. How do you get your reward keys? By completing achievements and completing quests. That's what I'm going to cover now. Quests. So there's this ultimate challenge thing that's going on at the moment that I don't understand. But you can have 3 quests at a time, okay? And if you've played Hearthstone, you'll know how this works. You can have 3 quests at a time. If you don't like a particular quest, like I've got one here for winning 3 arena matches, I'm probably not going to do that, so I'm actually going to change that quest. So it swaps it out. Win 3 matches as faction monsters. Excellent, because that's the one I'm playing. So I'm going to keep that. I think you can only change once per day. Yeah. But basically, you should always have 3 quests. If I do all of those 3 quests, it will take a while before new ones appear. But completing quests gets you reward keys and gets you ore, which you use to buy more packs, etc., etc. And then there's these as well. So these are these quests? No, these are not quests. What are these called? Reward book. Can't remember what they're called. Contracts. Contracts are a little bit like achievements. And you can see that there are 630 contracts. And I've done 36 of them. And some of these are actually... yeah, let me know if the sound is too loud, because I can hear it playing quite loudly. Here are all of the 630 contracts in the game, right? And you can see which ones I haven't done. They are divided by category. And these are things that you just get while playing. You can see here, completing the tutorial gets you 100 ore. Spending a reward point, spending your first reward point gets you this, and it gives you 9 extra reward points. Winning the first round in an online match with no cards in your hand remaining. There you go, as I say, like little achievements. And you can track up to 5 of these. So which ones have I got tracked at the moment? Oh, let's track this one. Here we go. Oh my Gwent. That is now tracked. And if I spend 1,000 ore, I will get 2 reward points. And then you can see it goes up to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. So I've tracked that. You can track up to 5 of them. If we go back to here, you will see now, there you go, it is tracked. So that contract is tracked, spend 1,000 ore, and I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to spend my remaining 100 and you will see that contract be completed. So we're going to buy, Let's buy one from Iron Judgment. Again, I have no idea what these different sets are. Am I playing through Steam? No, I'm actually playing through GOG Galaxy. Or am I playing through Steam? I'm not sure. So it's available on Steam or GOG Galaxy. Good old games. But you do need a GOG account to play it. So even if you're playing through Steam, you still need to have a GOG account. I'm probably just going to switch over to Steam because... yeah, although now I've got it installed, I'm not sure. Anyway, we're opening Arcade. So yeah, it's on Steam, but you need a GOG account. And you can get a GOG account for free, and I've just connected it to Facebook, so it's easy for me. Right, so what have we got here? Okay, I've already got 2 of those. That will be my 3rd one. So you're going to see some milling in a minute. Let's click on this. Ooh. Do we want that? I've already got one of them in my deck. Ah, I see, I thought about this card. And I did start using it, but then I wasn't sure about it. Ooh, let's have a look at these other ones. Spawns a rowdy dwarf in this row. If it's bonded, I need to read what that does. Bonded. Trigger this ability if you control a copy of this card. Okay, so if you've got another one of them... They are a bit rowdy, aren't they? Okay, so it's going to come into play. It's got 3... power. Oh, this shield, by the way, it's not shield, it's armor. Although it's only got 3 power, any damage done to it, the first damage will come off the armor value. And when it comes into play, it spawns a rowdy dwarf, which is 2, so it's effectively 5 with a point of armor. And if it's bonded, if I've already got one of these in play... Hello, Loki. Yeah, we're playing Gwent. If I already have one in play, I get 2 of them instead. Where are you going? Where are you going? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Let's say hello to Steve. It's Steve. He's not bothered at all. Which one do we want? What does Barricade do? Trigger this ability if the unit has armor. Oh, nice. So it comes into play. It's got 3 power, it's got 3 armor, and at the end of my turn, if it still has armor, it gives 1 armor to adjacent units. Let's take that. That sounds good. Now it is neutral, so I can have that in any of my decks. Okay, so I was just saying earlier on, I now have 3 of these cards. Remember, you can only have 2 maximum in a deck, so we will mill that away. And that contract should have come up as completed. Yeah, there you go. Oh My Gwent is now been completed. So I've gained 2 reward points. And then you go in and you can spend the reward points. I'll show you how this works. There you go. If I wanted to, I'm going to spend... No, I was going to save up to get 3, wasn't I? Or do I go down here? I'm going to go down here. So I'm going to spend 1 reward point. There you go. That's how you spend reward points. Got 1 left. Right, back to the milling, because I've now got 3 of that insect card. So if I go into Deck Builder, crafting preview is the left click. I thought it did this automatically. Maybe I've misunderstood something. Let's filter it by monsters. See, these are all the different factions, and I haven't touched Northern Realms yet, or Nilfgaard. I haven't touched them at all. It was a monster, wasn't it? And it cost 5. Was it this one? Oh, I can't remember. There. You see here, it says ×3 on it. Okay, so I have 3 of them in there. And if I right-click for more info... Okay, so it doesn't automatically mill. I thought it did. I might be getting mixed up with another game. But yeah, I do not need that 3rd card, because you can only ever have 2. So you just mill it away. If you know of an automatic way of doing this, let me know, because I know other games similar to this online automatically have a... Look, I'll just mill your extra cards away because I know you don't need them. There you go. And that's going to get me 10 scraps. And it disappears. And I now only have 2 of them, which is fine. So there you go. That's how it works. You will play. You'll start playing, and yeah, you will go through the tutorial. Then you'll pick one of the 5 factions and you'll play a few games with that faction. Then you finish the tutorial. You will then get the 5 starter decks, as we can see here. So this is a starter deck I haven't touched. Haven't touched this one at all. Haven't touched Nilfgaard, haven't touched Northern Realms, and haven't touched that one, whatever that is. Yeah, I started building my own deck as well, but yeah, I gave up. And then you just play some games. You'll play some games, you'll earn ore, you will use the ore to open new packs, you will open new cards, you will then tweak your decks, you'll play more, you'll get some reward points. You'll go to the reward screen, you'll get more ore, you'll open more packs, and then you'll just play. And I'm playing right now, and almost every game I play is a lot of fun. I've only had a couple of games which weren't, which went a little bit one-sided, but the people I'm playing against right now, I'm probably on more than a 50% success rating because I'm playing against people at the same level as me. So from what I've seen, I would not worry about jumping on there and suddenly, I played a game on another card game a couple of days ago, the Magic the Gathering Arena, and I've only just started with that game and I've got an absolute rubbish deck. And I logged in and I started playing and I played against somebody with this absolutely focused deck full of rares and everything else. And it was like, well, that's not fun. It's just not fun at all. Whereas every game I've played of this seems to be matched against a similar person. Our games against random opponents, yes. So what happens is, and I'll play one now. Let's play a game against an actual real opponent if you're still with me tonight. So we're going to play a game. We're going to use my... Do I use my Frosty deck? No, we're just going to use this deck. Because one of my current quests was to deal lots of frost damage. So I basically built a deck that did lots of frost damage. But I'm just going to use this monster starter deck, which again, isn't the starter deck. I still don't know what Power Shift is. Let's just have a look at that. Seasonal event. Fresh alternative to standard mode where you play with a set of rules that changes monthly. No, let's not do that for now. There's also arenas. Because I am in it. Let's just touch on arenas very quickly. You get one arena run for free. I don't know how you buy other ones. An arena run, you basically draft cards, which is cool and awesome, and that's fair for everybody. And then you keep playing and playing and playing until you get either 9 wins or 3 losses. I have 1 win. I am stuck on my 2nd win, and I've lost twice already. So if I play that, I might lose that, and then it's over, and I only got 1 win. So yeah, so arenas are quite cool, but I've only just dabbled with them for the moment. But for tonight, yes, we're just going to play a game, and we're going to play, and it'll pick me a random opponent, hopefully within rank 27, because that's where we are. Can you set up a tournament against friends? Absolutely you can. I played a game against Rick the other night. You can add people into your friends and you can challenge them. What it doesn't do is any game you have against a friend doesn't count for any of the stuff, which it shouldn't, because otherwise you could fudge it. But yeah, you can absolutely set up a tournament between friends. Right, here we go. This is a live game now against a live opponent. I hope he's not watching me on YouTube. So I need to decide, right, so that combos with that, which also combos with that and that. We'll keep Geralt in hand. That combos with that. I think we're looking good for combos. I think I'm happy with this. Is there anything specifically I would want? That's a great card. That's a good card. If he's got Geralt of Rivia, which most people do have, yeah, I'm not gonna draw anything. Okay, here we go. Right. So he's going first. Let's have a look at his ability. So he has an order where he can damage an enemy unit by 1 and cooldown of 2. So every other round, he's going to shoot me with arrows and deal 1 damage. What's this? Whenever an adjacent unit takes damage, boost self by 1. Okay. So I'm going to start right off the bat with my Harpy Egg. And I hope he doesn't kill it. I really hope he doesn't kill this because I need to trigger the abilities of this. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to boost it. I'm going to use my first of my boosts to give it 6 because and it's given it shield. So he's unlikely to be able to kill that. Whereas on 3, he could have probably killed it straight away and then all of my combos are not going to work. At the end of your turn, damage self and a random enemy unit by 1. Okay, so that's the shield gone. Okay, yeah, I've played this card in the draft. It's going to keep dealing itself damage, and then once it gets down to 2, it's going to berserk and transform into a bear. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to play... yeah, I think it's that, or is it this? Thrive. We're going to play this and trigger a bronze allied unit's death wish ability, which is this. Or do we want to play this one first? How are we doing? 9 against 5. Let's play this one first. I'm going to put it... Where am I going to put it? I'll put it here. So we're going to trigger the death wish ability of the harpy egg. And we get the harpy. Oh, there you go. Another contract that I'm off to completing. I think we're going to stick there. 14 versus 9. Remember, he's still got a 5-point power boost in the bag here. So it's actually even at the moment. It's exactly even. 15-15. The disadvantage being this is going to hurt me over time, this is going to hurt me over time, and his ability is going to hurt me over time. This is such a good game. Really enjoying this. Damage an enemy unit by 2, then damage self by 2. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I see. Yeah, he's got a good combo there. I love that the fact that the combos in this game are relatively simple. Okay, so we're going to play this. Yeah, and we're going to trigger that Death Wish ability again and get another harpy. He's probably getting fed up by now. He's thinking, wait a minute. And again, I'm not the world's best person at constructing decks. In fact, I've gone on record and saying I'm terrible at building decks. But the deck construction in this game was like, okay, well, this has a Death Wish ability, and this card here triggers a Death Wish ability. Very simple, but, you know, it's enough for me. Now, why did he do that? He shouldn't have done that, I don't think. I think that was a mistake. Oh, maybe not. I see what he's doing. Oh, this is going to backfire because he doesn't know I've got Geralt in hand. Yeah, he's boosted this unit so it will last longer, and every time this takes damage, this is going to get boosted. But as soon as this gets to 9, Geralt of Rivia is going to come out and destroy it. Now, what's he just played here? This is a gold card. When it deployed, damage an enemy unit by 2, Bloodthirst 2. So if the number of damaged enemy units required was 2, it would damage it by 4. That's an amazing card. That is effectively a 9-point power swing. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's very cool for his deck. Very, very cool. So we are 9 behind. Are we going to quit here? Are we going to quit and move forward because it's only going to get worse? That's going to get bigger. Oh no, I think I could probably do it. Let's... Running out of time. Yeah, let's stick with it. Let's do this and consume that. Okay, so we're 23 to 22. Out of time. Okay. That means he can't pass now. If he passed now, he'd lose the round. Oh, this is good. And if anybody watching who is a patron supporter wants a game of this against me where I can go through it with them, just let me know. Just drop me a message. How are we doing? 27 to 22. Right, that is going to go up to 9 next turn, and when it does, he's going to get very upset. Boysenberry is going to get very upset. Okay, how are we doing? We've got to play something. Got to play something that's at least 5. Let's play an Elder Beast. Let's play one of these bears. Okay, just to stick in. We're done. And yeah, as you can see, games are pretty quick as well. Although it's 3 rounds, most of the stuff happens in round 1. Although I played a game the other day where round 1 was over in like a minute because we played a couple of cards and then just went. Round 2 was where it all happened. Okay, so he's got a deck that's very cleverly designed to deal lots of little bits of damage. And then he's got cards. I mean, look at that. Damage an enemy unit by the amount of damaged units on their side. So that came into play and dealt me 5 damage. Yeah, I think I'm out now. I think it's time to quit this. Although if I played that, that would be a 12-point swing. I might not get another chance. I might... Oh, if I keep that till next round... I'm going to do it. I'm going to stay in it. I'm going to play this. And we're going to kill that. Right, there you go. Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that. So at 4 cards apiece, and I have a strength advantage of 2. But look at these cards I've got in hand. These are big. These are big cards. What's that? Damage an enemy unit by 2 and give it bleeding for 2 turns. Okay. See, if a unit's got bleeding, consuming it is good because that gets it out of the way. 25 versus 22. That's going to go down. That's going to go up. That's constantly going up. Yeah, the longer this goes on, the worse it is for me. Do we quit now? I'm tempted to quit now. Go into the next round with a 1-card advantage. Because I think this is going away from me. I think with that and the bleeding, yeah, I'm going to pass. Okay, so I've basically, yeah, it's extremely tactical on when you decide to pass. When you decide to quit and just save for the next round. I did one match yesterday where I think I got like 14 points ahead in round 1. So I just passed. And what happened is, see, he didn't need to play a card there. That's a massive mistake. Massive mistake, that. Because he could have just passed and won the round. So this is what I'm saying. My opponent is carrying on playing and doesn't need to. That is a massive mistake. Yeah, so what happened in the game yesterday? I was like 15 points ahead. So I passed. I knew I was going to lose the round. But I knew my opponent would need to play 3 cards in order to win the round. So he did. And I went into round 2 with a 3-card advantage. And that was just massive. That's basically game over at that point. Okay, let's have a look. 2 redraws. That's going to trigger off that. That could be good. That could be good. And these are all big. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy. Okay. So my opponent's going first, which is good. What's he got? Berserk 5, Destroy Self. Look at that. He's got some really good cards here. So whenever this gets down to 5 or less, it's destroyed. Okay, so it's got 10, but if it goes down to 5, it's destroyed. Okay, well I'm going to put this into play and knock it down to 2. Oh, sorry, knock it down by 2. Okay, now he might pass now. This might be a second turn pass. Yeah, I thought he would. He's got the advantage of 8 versus 2. He knows I'm going to have to play at least 1 more card, which means, I think he's hoping that I would need to play 2 cards, whereas actually I don't. Because what I can do is if I play this here, consume this, that goes up to 7, and I deal another 2 damage. Yeah. Okay. And then I pass. Right. So round 2 goes to me. Nice. Yeah, he made a mistake there. It was that mistake he made in round 1, playing an extra card when he didn't need to. I'm confident now, because I have a 1-card advantage going into round 3. Hopefully you're getting an impression now about why I like this game. Right, let's have a look. Have we got any other Death Wish abilities? We got Frost, That's good when I combine it with other frost abilities, but on its own, it's a bit weak. I'm going to get rid of that one. Oh. That has Death Wish. That has Death Wish. Okay, I think could do with another Death Wish ability. Don't have one. Let's get rid of that. Oh, okay, right. So I'm going to play this one first. So every time I play a card with a Death Wish ability from now on, this gets boosted. Unfortunately, I only have one in hand, which is that one. Okay. And remember, I still have one of my Carapace abilities left. Careful of the confidence. Yes, Tim. Oh, I hate this card. Oh, I really hate this card. Whenever your opponent plays a unit, deal 1 damage to it. So every single time I play a unit, it takes a damage. Oh, I hate it, hate it, hate it. Right, so that's coming into play. And it takes a damage. This is where I need that card that deals 5 damage. Okay, so it's 6 cards apiece. And I have a 2 power advantage, which is nothing. Oh, I hate this card so much. Yeah, I mustn't forget this guy's got a better deck with better cards. Oh, nice. Damage a unit by 1 and then boost the same unit by 2. So got rid of the armor, boosted it by 2. Yeah, really nice. Well played. Well played, sir. Any bronze units here? There's a 5. What about bronze units in my graveyard? There's a 6. Let's bring this one out. Let's bring the Ice Giant out to play. Or do we bring that one first? No, let's bring the Ice Giant out. Okay. Oh, this 1 damage every time I play a card is it's going to be painful. Because that's effectively a 5-point swing, that is. Bloodthirst 3. Yeah, nice. So it locks itself, which means its Berserk ability doesn't actually trigger. Yeah, nice. Okay. I'm going to play this. That's going to boost these 2. Yeah, oh, you can see here, by the way, we've got half a crown each. That's tracking the number of rounds that we've won. So yeah, it's 1 round each. And I had a game the other day that actually ended in a tie. And if it ends in a tie, it counts as a win for both sides. Yeah, it's only ever happened once to me. Wonder what he's thinking. I bet he's thinking he's got this. I need to consume that before the ability goes off. Yeah. So I'm going to use this to consume that, which triggers the Death Wish, which adds 4 to this. Okay. And then I'm going to play... I mean, I'm going to have to put the 9 out, because if he's got Geralt of Rivia in hand, it's game over. There's no way I can take a 12-point swing. So shall we boost something else? No, let's not just yet. Okay, not all over. 3 cards left each. There you go. Now it is all over.
Let's get this over with.
Yeah. No coming back from here, I'm afraid. I mean, I'm just going to play it out, but it's not actually going to do anything. Let's put the bear here. And let's boost the bear. Okay. 25 apiece. 25 apiece with 2 cards in hand each. Oh, maybe. No. Oh no! That's a disaster. Oh, it's an absolute disaster. Okay, so we're going to put this into play. Now, what are we going to do? Are we going to consume a card from my graveyard? There's a 6 there. Has he got anything bigger in his graveyard? No. And is it bronze units only? No, it's any unit. Okay. Oh, he's got a 10. I can consume that. Is that right? Consume a unit from your opponent's graveyard. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put that into play. And we're going to consume that. It goes up to 11 and then goes back down to 10. Okay. Nice. This is an awesome card, this Ozril. It's one of the first ones I got, I think, in a pack. Right, last card.
You only live once!
Yeah, and because it's got Zeal, he can use that ability straight away. So 1, 2, 3 damage. I think this is a very, very close game. I'm 6 down, and yeah, this is not going to do it. It's a shame, but I'm surprised it's got this close. Destroy an adjacent allied unit and damage an enemy unit with its power. So basically, yeah, if I had a Death Wish ability, it'd be great. But this has been a really good game. So we're going to put this into play here. We're going to destroy that to deal 3 damage to that. Which doesn't change the result. 23 to 26. Oh, contract completed. Apprentice, whatever that is. But yeah, that was a really good game. Very, very close. Definitely thought he had it at the start. Then thought I turned it around. And then, yeah. But yeah, there you go. So I didn't win that. Got some XP. Didn't win that. But there you go. That's everything. So yeah, thank you very much for joining in. What's this? Your rewards. 30 crown pieces. Play a match in online. Oh, this is that thing I don't understand. Gaunter's Ultimate Challenge. There's something going on at the moment that I'm just involved in, and I don't know what it is. But I got 2 reward points for it. So there you go. Yeah, I hope you found this video useful. If you've got any questions about the game, obviously if you are a Patreon supporter of mine, just prod me on the Slack group. We have a Gwent channel set up all there. Don't forget, if you have watched this and you are interested in the game, please use, I'm just posting it in the chat now. There you go. That. It's an invite a friend code, and if you click on that link and you join in playing the game through that link, we both get some extra bonuses, I believe. But yeah, I'm playing it. I'm really enjoying it. It's good fun. I'll probably play a couple more games tonight. But yeah, I hope this helped get you started if you were interested in the game, or if you've started playing the game and you were confused by a few things. Hopefully I've been through pretty much everything. So yeah, that is everything. And I didn't mention this at the start, but a lot of the videos I create, including this one, only possible through the support of my Patreon campaign. If you like the content that I make and you want to help support the show and keep me going, then yeah, please consider supporting me over at patreon.com/gamingrules. And that's everything. It's gone midnight. Oh, this went on a lot later than I thought. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to disappear now, and I will see you all soon. Take care.
Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.